Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. You can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. Yesterday we discussed Russell T Davies' interview on the latest edition of the Doctor Who magazine, where he claimed he was determined never to allow David Tennant in Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who costume because he didn't want it to look like fancy dress. I can't remember exactly what his term was. So he was very concerned, according to this interview, about David wearing Jodie's clothes. Have we gotten to the stage now that we've got to protect women so much that men can't wear the previous Doctor's costume? Is that where we are now? Now, I did a video yesterday where I claimed that, I think that he's playing mind games, that he's trying to distract from the real reason, that not only did David regenerate, from Jodie's Doctor, his old costume regenerated as well. Now, we all know that breaks Doctor Who law, but then again, Chris Chibnall already broke Doctor Who law with The Timeless Child. Maybe they're done fucking caring. So I believe he's playing mind games because it's clear this is not a proper regeneration. But maybe I'm wrong and he's not playing mind games. So let's discuss what this means if Russell is being genuine about what he said in that interview. If he's being genuine, he's thought about this too deeply and Russell needs to be carted off to Arkham Asylum. Because at the end of the day, there would have been nothing wrong with David wearing Jodie's costume. I remembered what he said in the interview now. He didn't want David to wear it because he didn't want it to end up being memes and he didn't want it to be cosplay. But here's the thing. It was not cosplay. If you think David wearing Jodie's costume is cosplay, then that's on you. Now, what's interesting here, progressives like to kind of trigger straight white males. That's what they normally do. They hate us. They literally hate us and they go for us by trying to upset us in modern day entertainment. What's hugely interesting about this, the people who are upset are progressive Doctor Who fans. Fans of Jodie's 13th Doctor are hugely upset about this. And if he really means what he's saying here, I understand them being upset because it is a breaking of the law and there's nothing wrong with David wearing Jodie's costume. Now, if you go back to interviews when Jodie discussed the costume, she wanted to make sure it was genderless. What does that mean? That I could literally wear it and I wouldn't be wearing women's clothes? It's a unisex outfit. That's a very old term, isn't it? Literally, in today's terms, it's a gender-neutral costume, right? It's not something that I'd like to go clubbing in, right? But if I was the next Doctor, right, and I was told I couldn't wear this costume because of the reasons that Russell's given, I'd actually have to question that and kind of try and give some logical advice. Because this is the thing, as I say, this is an interesting thing because progressives have upset progressives about this. That's the direct truth here. It's not us straight white males who are upset about this. I mean, I think it's rather odd because I'm trying to evaluate this situation because this has exploded over on social media, especially Twitter. And it's a huge debate. And as I say, if he isn't playing mind games, if he isn't cleverly trying to distract people from kind of asking the question, narratively, what's going on here? The Doctor has never regenerated and a new costume has regenerated with him, right? Or her. It never happened with Jodie. Jodie was running around in Peter Capaldi's costume. The sleeves were down here and everything. It was great. Did that look like cosplay? No. It's basically it's part of the ingratiating process because it doesn't matter who's playing the Doctor. The Doctor is still the Doctor. Now, in this story, in this narrative, maybe that person who looks like David's 10th Doctor isn't even the Doctor or even a multiversal version. of the Doctor? I don't know. But clearly Russell has an idea of what he's doing here. Clearly this is part of a story. So I'm genuinely surprised, if he's being on the level about this and he means what he said about him not wanting the costume to be disrespected and look like cosplay. I find this a very strange creative decision, and I call it what it is. Then it's an insane political decision, because if we've gone so far down the line that a brand new, well, not a brand new, but the next Doctor, because David is literally officially the 14th Doctor, which is also fucking insane. They've got a headline on Doctor Who magazine, "The future is now." What does that mean? But that doesn't bother me personally. It bothers other fans. But if Russell is being serious that he didn't want David Tennant to wear this costume because he didn't want it to look like cosplay, and some fans have kind of taken it as to say the costume's bad, it looks like cosplay. That's not what he's trying to say. He's saying he didn't want to disrespect Jodie or her costume. And as I say, if he's being serious about this, this is truly concerning, because we haven't even seen Russell's first episodes yet, and already this nonsense has come out of his mouth. And as I say, this isn't the normal progressives upsetting, straight white males or trying to target straight white males. This has genuinely upset progressives and progressive fans. Now, what does that say? Now, as I said yesterday, Russell T Davies isn't an idiot. So I would imagine he knows exactly what he's doing and saying here. So he's clearly done this on purpose, whether it's to distract from the storyline so we don't kind of look too deeply into it, and he's trying to confuse the narrative here, which is fun. I'm cool with it. But if he genuinely thinks that the next Doctor shouldn't be wearing a female Doctor's outfit, it's ridiculous. Now, I'd kind of somewhat understand if this was a skirt, a crop top. But even then, you've got to go with it, right? Because you're the next Doctor. You have to wear whatever ridiculous outfit was worn by the previous Doctor. That's the fun thing about the Doctor Who regeneration. And he's taken that away. Now, if he's taken that away because he's got some deep, exciting, interesting, storyline, which I always assumed that it wasn't going to be a real regeneration and there was some kind of timey-wimey situation going on. I was excited by that. But him saying this, if he actually means it, he's definitely thought too deeply about it. That's my view on it. That he's not making any sense if he actually means this. It doesn't make sense. It's literally a gender-neutral costume. And yeah, maybe it would have looked stupid on David, but we've seen other costumes look stupid on previous Doctors, and that's been okay. What's the difference here? Are you actually saying that a male Doctor can't wear something that a female Doctor was wearing? Do you seriously believe that, Russell? Because if you do, you've lost it. And your new era, your RTD2 era, is going to be maligned with controversy. Is that really what you want? After doing the impossible and reviving Doctor Who so successfully and bringing so much love and respect to a modern retelling of something that was classic and that had longevity, is this how you want your legacy to end? And these were my concerns about him coming back. His legacy was fantastic. No one can say any different. So to come back and put that legacy at risk, because we do live in very heightened kind of paranoid times. Whatever you say is misconstrued, right? But what he said here is difficult to kind of turn a blind eye to if he actually means it. Now, it's my hunch that he said this purposely to actually distract from what's actually going on in the storyline. Russell likes to do that. He's very alert and he's very smart. So he's either misjudged the situation or he's purposely targeting progressive Doctor Who fans. What do you think? This has been Movies TV Mad. I am Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you never miss this beautiful perfection. And I'll see you again in the next video. Until we see each other again, goodbye, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen.